it's really interesting that you mentioned censorship. I actually, for the first time ever, experienced that yesterday. I'm not sure exactly why, but Facebook stopped showing my posts to my family and friends, and I was like, oh, it feels like, whoa, it's kind of creepy, kind of weird to actually experience it. I had other people do it, and so maybe where I want to go is, in light of the fatal conveniences idea, and that we all sort of know intuitively like what makes sense. Like it makes sense to eat fresh vegetables, or it makes sense to have access to clean water, and yet like our systems sort of push us in the opposite of the common sense. And I think sometimes what people are wondering is like, what, I can live as purely and cleanly as my heart will tell me, and yet the system is like pushing against me. And if we just fix maybe the incentives at the very, very top, that would change everything. How do you think about, um, you know, one example is, I think JP Morgan Chase, right, shut down Tesla's competing energy system because it was ruin his copper mining or something like that, right? So how do you think about, like, maybe we could just make one big change at the top, or what can one person do to sort of create the world that they want on their own?
Yeah, great question. I think, we have so many conflicts of interest. The more I've dived into fatal conveniences and seen where the research and see who's making the money on everything from deodorants that have mercury in it to, petroleum in our plastics, to all of this stuff, you realize that the information is there, but they've suppressed it. And then we've gotten used to the system. And that system is largely killing us in some way. It's destroying our lives in some way. When every child that's born in the US has 200 carcinogenic compounds in the umbilical cord upon birth, we realize that we have created a world that is not in synergy with nature. And in fact, it's actually the opposite. And we are nature. And so, not to mention, we're looking at nature, seeing the destruction, we're having it push back on us, and we're also dying of degeneration. We're literally breaking down in front of ourselves with ourselves. So, is it daunting to realize that there's a few players at the top? There's a few entities and companies and people that are absolutely conflicted upon profit over health, profit over your health, profit over the environment, profit over the health of animals, etc., profit over the sovereignty of our indigenous people throughout these lands. All of this stuff, it's happening. So this is what I believe. We have to make ourselves ridiculously aware of our individual exposures, which is why I'm doing fatal conveniences every week, so that we're not burdened, destroying ourselves, suppressed, and unhealthy. Because if we're unhealthy, we have no energy to do anything. We're sitting on the couch and we're zombies to the compromised media that we think, in some level, I mean, I have friends that still believe that this mainstream media is literally a neutral ground. Well, clearly isn't. So, we have this thing where I believe in individual power. The awakening of the individual is the single greatest thing that we can do, because an awakened one person can affect the lives of millions and millions of people. And if every person takes this on and eats a little better, sleeps well, cares for your friends and family, sends love to the things and the people that you care about, becomes aware that these entities, from toothpaste, deodorants, to cell phones, up to our craniums, to EMF things, all of this stuff, to realize that this is biological consequences. Do I have a cell phone? Of course. Do I have an EMF blocking device on it, safe sleeve? Of course. Do I have a Do I have a Faraday cage over my Wi-Fi router? Of course. Do I have a blue shield device in my in my plug to proliferate biologically receptive frequency in my body, so my body's not focused on the EMF and disharmony? Yes. Do I have clean water? Yes. Do I vortate and create live water through the work of Schauberger and all of these great scientists? Yes. Do I eat amazing superfoods? Yes. Do I sleep well? Yes. Do I have blue blocking glasses on? Yes. Do I use organic shirts and underwear and EMF blocking underwear? Yes. Do I have loving relationships and radically honest with the people in my life to the best of my ability? Yes. So, eating healthy, eating plants, eating micronutrient rich food. Yes, 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 yes. So the more we can be aware of the world that is not helping us, and the more that person can wake up, that person, not judging other people. Being a leader is no judgment. Being a leader is acting from your heart and from what you know. If people ask a question, you give it, but don't judge people. We don't need any of that shit anymore. So I believe this awakening of everyone listening, they're listening right now at this moment in time and space, and they're resonating with something I'm saying. They're resonating with why they tuned in because of your show. And so they're listening right now, and something like a guitar string hitting a note is resonating in their heart to feel and to hear something that's true for them, and to know that there is so many conflicts of interest that we have put these corporations above that. So yes, we need to take our power back. We need to take off the proverbial mask that we think these people have our best interest. When you can read a million articles, I can go to the top scientists that are friends of mine and go, that is not the truth. That is not the science. This is the science. So we need to awaken to what is happening, and we need to gain our power back, and then come together as communities, come together like we're doing right now, have conversations where we're not censored, where you and I can put out this information, and then we need to rise up. We need to absolutely demand of our governors. I mean, this idiot Newsom making these things in California, like, that's telling us that, and this is all I'm going to say about COVID, but telling us that we have to limit my Thanksgiving. Let me make my freaking choice who and what. If something is 99.9% not even going to affect me in my life and my loved ones, and you're going to tell me who I can hang out with in Thanksgiving, you can go to my you can take that and sit your ass down. Your government has no control and should have no control over something that is my choice and the friends and family that I want to hang out with. So that's all I'm going to say about that COVID thing. But that's the point. We need to awaken with what's true for us and pull that power back and gain, physiologically be healthy, biologically be healthy, chemically be healthy, spiritually be a freaking rock star and be connected to your truth and your divinity, and not judge people, not shame people, and lift people up. If we could all do right now, from Thanksgiving all the way through the holidays and beyond, instead of going on Instagrams and going to all these places and shaming people and do this, do that, find the common good that we all want to be happy and healthy. So let's create that as a foundation, and then let's change the world. If the world is not what we like it, the way it is right now, let's change it. And the only way is pushing back on people that ultimately are making choices way, way beyond what is necessary and what is